Hello, good morning classmates. I am your reporter for today, Dali May Bonga, and welcome to my channel. Do subscribe! Charot! So, if you guys ready, welcome ko kayo ulit to my first video discussion.
So my report for today is salary cost times multiplier plus direct non-salary expenses. So my outline is what is salary cost times multiplier plus direct non-salary expenses. The following factors are pertinent to the salary cost times multiplier: the civil engineer's overhead and accounting records. So what is salary cost times multipliers plus direct non-salary expenses? So salary cost times multiplier plus direct non-salary expenses is a method of determining the charges of engineering services. With this method, charges for engineering services are based mainly on the direct salaries. Therefore, it is advisable that the civil engineer reach an agreement to the client on the salary range, as well as on the time period which they can be guaranteed. This method will help to avoid future surprises, future misunderstanding, and disputes to the client. So, compensation on the basis of the salary cost times an agreed multiplier is a frequently used method of determining charges for engineering services. With this method, charges for civil engineering services are based mainly on the direct salaries. So, these are the following factors to the salary cost times multiplier. Number 1, salary cost. Number 2, multiplier. Number 3, and direct non-salary expense. So, number 1, salary cost. So, salary cost is defined as direct salary plus employee benefit. It refers to the compensation that an employee receives directly for his or her workplace. It is chargeable to the project, like for example, the sick leave, vacation, holidays, and etc. So, ang mga sweldo or imputed salaries of the partners or the principal, to the extent that they perform technical or advisory services directly chargeable to the project. Tapos, kung ano ang process nila sa kanilang salary, ganun din ang ibabalik nila sa kanilang mga employees or sa kanilang mga partners na sweldo. Isisweldo din nila sa kanilang employees. So, multiplier. Next is multiplier. So, multiplier is based on the type of services and experience of the engineering firm, which is applied to the salary cost, is a factor that compensates the civil engineering for overhead. So, because multiplier is a way of measuring how important one industry to another industry. So, if for example, if the industry has a multiplier of 2.5 for every positive or negative changes on the industry, the total effect on the regional economy will be 2.5 times the original changes. However, a higher multiplier is usually applicable for services requiring recommendations based on their experience, their knowledge, and expertise. So, that is multiplier. So,
when a tourist visits our district, they spend money that wasn't in our local economy beforehand. That money now becomes somebody in our district's income. Those people might save some of that money and also spend some, mostly locally. The money that they spend also helps other businesses and other businesses. This new money can help bring in new employment. New employment could mean that somebody can now pay to get their car fixed. That injection of extra income has a ripple effect. It leads to more spending and helps our local economy grow, and everybody wins. Having tourism in our district means that our circle of income increases, leading to a bigger local economy, better infrastructure, and better incomes for all people.
Number 3, direct non-salary. So, direct non-salary expense usually incurred in engineering engagement. So, these are the following engagement to the direct non-salary expenses. So, letter A, living and traveling expenses of the principals and the employees when away from the home office or sa kanilang workplace or sa kanilang project, yung malayong bahay nila papunta sa kanilang project. And then, letter B, identifiable communication expenses. So, identifiable communication expenses such as long-distance telephone, telegram, shipping charges, and special postage charges like that. And letter C, expenses for services and equipment directly applicable to the project, like for example the card charges, the special computer rental, and programming services. And letter D, the identifiable drafting supplies, scenographic supplies, and reproduction work. Dito naman mapapasok yung blueprints, photocopies, and printing. So, letter E, expenses for unusual insurance and specialized health and safety programs, and for special clothing for projects with extraordinary risks such as toxic and hazardous waste condition. So, next is the civil engineering overhead. So, the civil engineering overhead, which comprise the major portion of the compensation generated. So, by the multiplier on the salary cost includes the following indirect costs. Letter A, provisions. Provisions for office expenses, lights, heat, telephone, rental furniture, rent, drafting, equipment and engineering instrument, transportation expenses, and etc. Letter B, taxes and insurance other than those included as salary costs.
My name is Too Cute. I design rocket-propelled clothes. I came to Earth because I am fascinated by your shoes. There is no such thing on my planet. I have a great idea. I will design rocket-propelled shoes. Europeans love shoes. I will make my shoes in the European Union. But I read that if I start a business, I'll have a lot of responsibilities, like paying tax. I must find out more about tax. Come with me. Let's investigate. That was that. They will have to give up. None of them can afford to build the playground. Yeah! What? And give money so that others can also enjoy the park? Why? The young Earthlings are amazing. got their parents involved too. So that's what common contribution means. Taxes are common contributions, just like those. I wonder what you can achieve with all that tax money. Who pays for the public lighting? Humans talk about bills all the time, but no one says anything about this. Who built these roads? Look, someone even fills in the potholes. Who pays for that? Who pays so that these people keep them safe? They get to learn for free. How come? And they have someone to take care of them. They get hurt. Or if something bad happens, how is this possible? That's where the money comes from. Taxes. Everybody contributes so that everybody can benefit.
Letter C, library and periodical expenses and other costs. So, dito naman yung attendance at technicals and professional meetings and the other stuff, yung like continuing their educational courses. That is letter C. So letter D, executive, administrative, accounting, legal, stenographic, and clerical salaries and expenses. Dito naman yung mga identifiable salaries include the salary costs and the expenses. Letter E, business development expenses including salaries of the principals and the employees engaged. Letter F, provision of loss of productive. So, provision of loss of productive times of technical employees between assignments and for time of principal employees and public service and assignments. And letter G, costs. Costs of acquiring and maintaining computers, development of software, and training staff when not billed as direct costs. So for the last topic is accounting records. So the civil engineer who performs service under a salary cost times multiplier agreement or other cost-based agreement must provide the accounting necessary to segregate and record the appropriate expenditures. So, accounting record is applicable on payroll records together with the receipt or the other documents that is chargeable. Kailangan nakadocument talaga yun lahat for the auditor and for the client. So, what if may client na manghingi ng accounting record, at least may maibigay tayo kasabay ang contract na napag-usapan ninyo ng client. So,
welcome to Educounting, where we're passionate about financial education. Today's video is an accounting overview and is the first video in our introductory accounting course. Accounting covers a lot of ground, but it's primarily the recording of information. First, you have to recognize a financial transaction, then record it, and lastly, report on it. Many people use accounting information. They can be divided into two groups. Internal users are those within a company who use the information to make decisions to run the business. External users are those outside the company, like investors and creditors. There are basic rules for accounting, and we refer to those rules as GAAP, or Generally Accepted Accounting Principles. The basic accounting equation was developed by Da Vinci's tutor named Pacioli and explains double-entry accounting where assets are equal to liabilities plus equity. When transactions are recorded, they affect the accounting equation, but it must always stay in balance. The four main financial statements are the income statement, the balance sheet, the statement of cash flows, and the statement of retained earnings. The income statement shows how much income was left after you subtract expenses from your sales. The balance sheet accounts for all of the assets and how they were obtained. Was it from taking out loans, selling ownership, or using earnings to buy things? The statement of cash flows shows how money moves through the company. It gives insights into whether the company collects money from customers, how it pays its debts, and where it invests. The statement of retained earnings tracks the amount of earnings the company keeps. It starts with beginning retained earnings, adds income, and subtracts dividends. Thanks for being here. Here's to making better decisions through better data and better education.
That is my report. So, thank you guys and God bless.